Mark told me that he saw you on In Bed with Joan Rivers, and that I have to check it out. He just told me I haven't had a chance to. He said
It was
but
such a
was,
funny interview.
he
Oh,
said it
thank
was
you. I love
terrific.
Joan.
I loved her too, and she was amazing. I met her twice, but you were close. She was your mama, right?
Yeah, we were good friends, and she, was really there for me for everything. Like, just an incredible person.
I wrote a book years ago with Rich Scheidner. You know Rich?
Of course, I love Rich.
So we wrote a book called I Killed, True Stories of the Road, and we had 200 different road stories. And I had to call Joan, and I said to her on the phone, and I had never met her before, and I said, listen, I just want to tell you, you're one of the first women. And she stops me dead in my tracks. She goes, what'd you say? Don't call me a woman. Mm-hmm. I'm a comedian.
Yeah.
And I didn't really understand it at that point.
Yeah. Yeah.
But, yeah. She's just like everyone else. Don't separate me here because I'm this or that.
I met her at her book signing at Barnes & Noble at the Grove, and I asked her to do my old podcast, and she said absolutely, and she gave me her number, and we set it up. And the day she died is when we were scheduled to do the podcast.
Oh my God.
How about that for getting out of doing the show?
I mean, people will, use any excuse.
Right.
Come on.
Did you go to her funeral?
Yeah. It was really sad. She, was so shocking because not the keynote, but the eulogy. Well, first Howard Stern delivered the eulogy, which was like really appropriate. And it was really amazing because he was crying, and it was really so odd to see Howard Stern crying. You would just never, I never thought I would see that, but it was really meaningful and emotional. And then the main eulogizer was Deborah Norville, and none of us had any idea she was so tight with Deborah Norville. We were all like, who? Like, it was weird. Like, when you find out at the dad's funeral, he's been having this affair.
Yeah.
For all these years with Deborah Norville. We were like really shocked.
Wow.
But yeah, she had bagpipes, like a huge section of like bagpipe players playing Danny Boy. It was really amazing. It was quite a send-off.
It was in New York, wasn't it?
Yes.
I remember seeing it on the news, like clips of it. It was almost like when the Queen died.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a similar feeling.
She was like the Queen of New York.
She was like the Queen of New York.
Yeah,
and absolutely. I used to see Rodney at not the Comedy Store, the Laugh Factory.
Sure.
He was in a tank top and maybe pajama pants. And
He wore drawstring pants to the club there.
Yeah.
Like these jogging, and they were falling off them, and he kept tying them.
And a red bathrobe.
Well, he was a collector of bathrobes. Mm-hmm. I said to him once, I said, Rodney, can we ever see your old Tonight Show? I said, why don't you come up to my apartment? So we called him, and I told Jerry, I said, I bet you he answers the door wearing his bathrobe. We open the door, he's wearing the bathrobe, we start laughing. Rodney says, what are you laughing about? I said, well, I made him a bet you have the bathrobe. He takes us in the bedroom, opens a closet, he's got about 100 bathrobes.
Wow.
And he starts explaining, I'll get this one in Paris in 1963, and I got this one here. It was unbelievable.
Wow.